Hey everyone, welcome to this daily/weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast. So I'm going to be in Panama during this week, so I'm recording all of the videos in one. Of course, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know and I'll do my best to answer them, but we're going to basically go through each of the days here one by one with this one weekly. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look here on Monday. Essentially what we've got is we're coming off of a new moon. We had a new moon last Sunday coming into this week, so it's really a week of new beginnings. And I think it's a fantastic week for this, setting new intentions, planting new seeds. A lot of it had to do with the Virgo energy, which is about where we can focus on improving our life, improving things. And again, as I've been saying, improving ourselves, such as through personal growth, personal development. But a lot of energy is actually shifting into Libra this week. In fact, right at the beginning, Mercury is going to be shifting into Libra, followed soon by the Sun around Tuesday and Wednesday. So this is a shift into the importance of having a bit of tact, a bit of balance and harmony in our life. So that's often the case with relationships, a bit of cooperation, that kind of thing, focusing on others' needs. And on our personal life, just with us, having a bit of balance, right? Seeing which areas of life might be imbalanced or where we can bring some balance back to the different areas of life. So I think it's a great week for that. And I think continuing with these new beginnings, which I think are emphasizing both the importance of balance, harmony, cooperation, as well as a bit of that self-improvement. So this week, we actually do have some very easy aspects, as you can see here, a lot of easy aspects collectively speaking. So let's go ahead and look at this one by one going through the week here. So on Monday, Mercury will be sextiling up to the North Node as Mercury shifts into Libra. So there might be some sort of opening here, again, maybe with those relationships, maybe with a bit of that harmony and cooperation, but maybe to express ourselves. This is an opportunity here with the North Node, who, although is not a planet and it doesn't affect us very personally, is showing that there is this undercurrent, this life path of the year to express ourselves, to learn more about self-expression, and to do things because we enjoy them. They're close to the heart. They mean something to us, right? Maybe having a bit of playfulness, fun, and entertainment. So it's certainly an opening to the beginning of the week to maybe have a bit of this creative, playful spark to life, while at the same time, maybe start to become acclimated to this whole cooperative, harmonious, and balanced energy of Libra. Then as we get into Monday, but this will also be, Tuesday, but this will also be Monday as well, the Sun will be trining up to Neptune, so maybe this is an easygoing day. All right, so maybe there's a bit of willingness to go with the flow, right? And this has been Neptune in Aquarius, and Neptune's very close to the South Node, in fact, helping us release any old ideals, any past patterns that might be preventing us from having healthy acceptance, healthy tranquility, healthy peace. And so I think collectively there is a willingness to go with the flow. I think there's a willingness to break some past patterns. And I think we can find that very supportive, again, maybe particularly with that Libra energy. Although on Tuesday, the moon will be shifting into Scorpio. So on Tuesday, really connecting on that deeper level, really asking ourselves what really matters to us. And if it is relationship oriented, where we can't have that vulnerability, that openness, and deeper connection there. All right, so that's Tuesday. Then as we go into Wednesday, we'll start to experience this Mercury sextiling up to Pluto, which is a great 2 days actually here, let's say Wednesday and Thursday here for making change. And this is doubly emphasized by the fact that the moon will be in Scorpio and Ophiuchus these 2 days. All right, so this is about, again, openness. This is about deep change. And I think there's a lot of supportive energy to do that, as you can see here with Mercury sextiling Pluto. So usually with this, we have this keen awareness. We can communicate things on a deeper level. We can change the routine. We can change our behaviors, if you will, like our patterns, our past cycles, the things that are holding us back. And so the deeper we're willing to go, the more open we are willing to be with ourselves and with life most fundamentally, which is the moon in Scorpio and Ophiuchus, then I think this can be an excellent couple days here for change and making some transformations along the life journey. All right, and then as we get into about the weekend here, Friday and then going into Saturday and Sunday, there's a bit of this free-spirited energy, actually quite a bit of it, because the moon will be shifting into Sagittarius. And we're gaining a bit more of this momentum from that new moon. So energy levels are increasing a bit. And so, yeah, expanding those horizons, seeing where we can tap into that adventurous spirit. And then as we go into Friday, Venus will be trining up to Uranus. So this is all about freedom. This is about freedom of being who we truly are, maybe mixing things up, trying something new, maybe something unexpected coming into the picture that could be enjoyable or supportive. And with relationships, again, Venus is all about relationships. Maybe something new and different there, collectively speaking. Maybe we're just feeling a bit fresh, or we're willing to have a bit of freedom in our relationships and easygoingness and mix things up a bit. All right, so very nice there. And there might be some wounds regarding that, though. So do be aware of this, and this can be very healing and very rejuvenating. Chiron is all about doing things that might be uncomfortable with the square up to Chiron, and it might have to do with those relationships, might have to do with connecting on a deeper level with Venus and Ophiuchus. But the more open we are to seeing where these wounds are, accepting these wounds, and continuing with the things we enjoy and connecting with those we enjoy, or just to enjoy a bit of relationships, it can be very healing, very tranquil, very rejuvenating as a result of that. Okay, so I think just knowing that it's internal and subjective is half the battle, accepting it, and then moving that energy forward. Then as we get into the weekend, with the moon still in Sagittarius, I believe, for most of the week. Let me go ahead and see here. Whoops, wrong button. Yep, Sagittarius, and then shifting into actually Capricorn on Sunday. But let's go ahead and look at this in regards to Sunday. So Mercury will be trining up to Chiron. This is a bit of that refreshed energy. I think feeling healed. There's a lot of positive energy for that. And in Capricorn, I think this is where we get into next week, which is going to be the first quarter phase, where we can really put that stuff in motion, really do things, take some actions that might be uncomfortable, because that's the first quarter phase. It's where we come to our first major challenges, but we do the grounded thing, patience, persistence, maturity, all this kind of stuff to move these things forward. All right. But this week, certainly easy aspects. This is a very easy week collectively speaking. Of course, your personal chart will depend on that the most, but it's a week of that new moon and the crescent phase, continuing with maybe a bit of this improvement of our lives, improvement of ourselves, which is the Virgo side to all this, and then the shift into this whole cooperative energy, working with others, focusing on others' needs, where we can be tact, just, and do the right thing, and maybe bring a bit of balance in our life. All right, so I hope you guys have a fantastic week. Thank you so much for all of your support. Like I said, if you guys do have any questions, please feel free to let me know. And I'll see you all in a week. Take care.